same old boring news. Runaway slave, finally captured. Blasted. Wait a minute. What if I got it. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn.
I won't tell Jim. Honest Injun, I won't. Well, I figure I'll tell you. That widow, she gonna sell me. No, that widow, she says she won't never gonna send me south. But she is. She gonna do it, Huck. I heard her. So I run off.
Packer said it ain't good morals. You know what, Jim? I reckon I agree with him. You know what else I reckon?
What you reckon, Huck?
I reckon that was my adventure as any.
You know what I reckon, Huck?
What's that, Jim?
I reckon I'm done with y'all's adventures. I nearly been drowned. If I'd have been saved, whoever done it sure turned me in for that reward. Can't say so blames them. Didn't that widow turn me south for sure?
You're awful smart for a black man, Jim.
What you say?
Take no heed, Jim. You ever heard about them kings and such?
Like them in that holy book?
No, I mean King Arthur and Sir Lancelot.
Can't say I have.
Well, they dress up all fancy-like and go to them fancy parties, and they call each other their Sir Majesty and Sir Le Great.
Is that a mister?
Yep. And they never do anything either. They just sit around. Except when there's a war, then they go to war.
Ain't that mighty fine?
Yep, it is. And when things is dull, they just mess around with the Parliament. And if things just don't go such, they just whack them head off.
Sounds like they've been talking to that Solomon. You know they say he the wisest man to ever live. I don't take no stock in that.
He is the wisest man. The widow told me so.
I don't care what that widow say. You heard about that child he's gonna chop in too?
Yeah, the widow told me that too.
Well, you know what? That don't make a lick of sense to me. Seems like that Solomon, he don't care about his people. He just go chopping them up whenever he feel like it. Don't make a lick of sense to me. Next morning I said it was getting slow and dull, and I wanted to get a stirring up, some way. I said I reckon I would slip over the river and find out what was going on. Jim liked that notion, but he said I must go in the dark and look sharp. Then he studied it over and said, couldn't I put on some of them old things and dress up like a girl?
Your name?
Sarah Williams.
Where are you from?
Huckerville, about 7 miles down the river. Have you heard about that murder of Huck Finn?
Well, yes, folks say that old Finn did it.
No, that's so.
Was so? Now they say the runaway Jim did it. So I sent my husband out looking for Jim. I think I know where he's at. So what did you say your name was again?
Mary Williams, ma'am.
Really? I think you said your name was Sarah a minute ago.
Well, that's because my name is Mary Sarah Williams.
Don't lie to me.
Well, ma'am, now you gonna figure me out. I'm running from a mean old farmer.
Well, if you need anything, you can come to me.
Why, Huck? Don't the French people talk the same way we does? No, Jim. You couldn't understand a word they said, not a single word. Well, now, I'll be ding busted. How'd that come? I don't know, but it's so. I got some of their jib-jabber out of a book. Suppose a man was come up to you say, parlez-vous français. What would you think? I wouldn't think nothing of it. I'd take and bust him over the head, that is, if he weren't white. So you trying to tell me that a Frenchman and an American don't speak the same?
No, there's an American man and a French man speaks French and an American man speaks English.
Well, it don't make no sense.
Well, let me put it this way. Is a cow and a cat the same?
Well, no.
Well, do you expect a cat and a cow to speak the same?
Well, no.
Well, there you go.
Well, it don't make no sense, huh? Is a cat a man?
No.
Well, is a cow a man?
No.
You expect a cow to speak to a man like a man?
No.
Well, seems to me Like men should speak like men.
Well, French man, American man is different. Some men are just different.
That don't make no sense. Seems to me like a man's a man, and a man should speak like a man.
I see it warn't no use wasting words. You could learn Jim to argue. So I quit.
Then they come out and locked him up. I hoped they was going to say he could have one or two of the chains took off because they was rotten heavy, or could have meat and greens with his bread and water, but they didn't think of it, and I reckoned it weren't the best of me for me to mix in, but I judged I'd get the doctor's yarn to Aunt Sally somehow or other. As soon as I'd got through the breakers that was laying just ahead of me.
Turn him loose. He ain't no slave. He's
He's as free a creature as ever walked on this earth.
Yours truly, Huckleberry Finn.
Start over.
Oh yeah, folks say that old Finn did it.
No, say.
Nicki, I can't play Mr. Dearick, but I can.
Yes, we are officially done.